Hello everyone, welcome to Marketing 452 Global Marketing or International Marketing. This is chapter 9. Chapter 9. In this chapter, let's talk about entry, global market entry strategies. What are the entry strategies available for you to go global, right? And the learning objective in this for this chapter is to make you capable of differentiate among market entry options from indirect exporting to direct exporting, licensing, franchising, contract manufacturing, assembly, and fully skilled integrated manufacturing. And note the conditions under which each is an appropriate strategy, which one to use. Right? So you'll also be able to explain the role of management companies, export agents, and export consortium. Right? Note the ways in which internet has impacted international entry strategies employed by the companies. List the pros and cons of establishing wholly owned subsidiaries and the pros and cons of establishing joint ventures. Joint ventures. Compare and contrast technological-based, production-based, and distribution-based strategic alliances. Explain when entering a market by acquisition is desirable. Okay? And then define entry strategy configuration, bundling, and unbundling, and explain their significance to market entry strategies. And finally, explain why market exit, market exit, yeah, and possibly re-entry strategies might be necessary. You may want to, while you're considering entering, you may also want to consider exiting a certain market, and maybe you will have to re-enter again later. Okay? In this chapter, we will talk about exporting as an entry strategies, either indirect exporting or direct exporting. Okay? We're going to talk about foreign production as entry strategy. Yeah, foreign production. You produce your products, goods or services in the other country. That include licensing, franchising, and local manufacturing. Right? And also, what about your ownership strategies? Yeah. Do you want to own all by yourself, or form joint ventures, or form an alliance with others? Entering markets through mergers, acquisition. Mergers and acquisitions, M&A, are also ways of entering a market. Okay? E-portals, portal or e-business entry strategies, and entry strategy configuration. We'll talk about that too. And finally, exit strategies, how to get out of here. Okay. All right, this table summarizes all the entry modes you can have. Okay, you can see here for foreign market entry modes, you can have exporting as one or foreign production. Exporting means you make it here and export to other country. Foreign production means you actually make them over there. Okay, by exporting, you can do that indirectly or directly. When you do directly, that is, you do yourself, you need to have a distributor alliance in the other country, and also you may have a marketing subsidiaries to do that, For foreign production, there's different kinds of ownership strategies you can have, either contract manufacturing, licensing, franchising, joint venture, strategic alliance, or wholly owned subsidiaries. Yeah. You can have assembly line, assembly plant over there, or you can have a full-scale integrated production, meaning that you can have everything along the supply chain. That's all by your own investment. Okay? So if you look at the strategies, right, you have exporting, foreign production, ownership strategies, and entry analysis. You can perform all entry analysis as total sales, costs, assets, profitability, and the risks involved. Right? You can consider exporting, indirect or direct. Consider foreign production by licensing, franchising, contract manufacturing, assembly, or fully integrated production. And ownership-wise, you can have a wholly owned subsidiary, joint ventures, alliances, and acquisitions. Right? These will form through the entry analysis will form your entry strategy decision. Okay? And while you have your entry strategy decision made, you may also have to consider exit strategy or re-entry strategy. Okay? That's the whole scale here. Okay? Let's talk about the exporting first. There are two methods of exporting: indirect exporting and direct exporting. What is indirect exporting? You reach market with the use of an intermediary located in the exporter's home country. Yeah, your own home country, you use the intermediary company to do that. Right? What are the upsides of this? Using somebody and using indirect exporting, you can leverage intermediaries' expertise. You may not have the expertise to do global marketing. The intermediary has expertise. You can use that. You can leverage on that. It's good for companies with a little international experience. You don't have much experience in international, then you should use that, right? But the downside of that is you have less profit, right? Obviously, you have shared profit with your intermediary. There's less control because you do not get the control, and also you do not gain experience curve through that because you're not learning anything, right? You outsource your exporting operation to your intermediary. And what are the intermediaries that you can use for indirect exporting? You can use export management companies or EMCs. Okay? There are export management companies or EMCs that handles all aspects of export operations. Okay? They do the marketing research for you. They do the patent protection. They do channel credit. They do the shipping, logistics, and the actual marketing of the product. They do the whole thing. Right? In this case, EMCs they can act as either merchant or agent. Okay, there's difference here. Okay, if they act as a merchant, that means they are taking title of product. They purchase it for you from you. Okay, it's theirs. If they can sell, great. If you cannot sell everything, that's their problem. Okay. Well, if they act as agent, just like in real estate, for example, you buy a house, there's a real estate agent, right? The agent does not own the house, right? The seller owns the house. You're the buyer. You buy the house from the seller through the help of the agent. Okay. In this case, in export management, the agent receiving fee or commission on the product sales, and they don't take possession or they don't ownership. Meaning, if the product is not sold, you know, it's still yours. Of course, the agent does not get any commission either. Okay, so export management companies, EMCs, acting as merchant or as an agent. You need to know beforehand to decide on that. Okay. Export agent, talking back to it. Export agents are individuals or companies that assist manufacturers in exporting goods. Okay. Export agent could be a very small company, a very small operation, an individual, or maybe a couple, a few people, could work. Okay. I know someone in New York City, and I know she works for a company. It's an export agent, an import agent actually. They're working on silk products, importing silk products from all over the world, right, into the United States. So they were acting as export agent. Right? Similar to EMCs, but the export agents tend to provide more limited services and focus on one country or part of the world. They may specialize in just one country, yeah, or just of the world, and the service is limited. They focus more on sale and handling of goods. Then the exporting firms may need to utilize several export agents to gain adequate worldwide market coverage. And because they may work on only a country or a few countries. Okay? That's export agent. Okay? And there are the methods of exporting, direct exporting. Direct exporting, reaching the market either yourself or with the use of intermediary, okay, located in foreign market. This is direct marketing, direct exporting. You reach the other country market either yourself or we use an intermediary located in the foreign market. Remember, the indirect one is your home market. Now, this direct exporting is another market. Okay? By doing that, you gain more profit, you have greater control, and you're able to leverage experience curve effects. You learn by doing that. Okay? The downside of that is requires more expertise of yours. It requires management time and also some financial resources to do that. Okay, you can see the pros and cons of both. This is United States government export portal, okay, export portal, and it give you a lot of good help, a lot of tools, a lot of things you can use. You can see here, you can find opportunities by the industry, market research, trade events, trade leads. It can help you find the solutions. You can contact them about something. Okay, what any questions you may need. Okay, this is a good place to go if you want to go global. Okay, export.gov, export.gov. Services provided by U.S. government, U.S. export portal. They give you a basic guide to exporting. Yeah, give you country market reports, give you industry-specific trade data analysis, give you trade lead database, information on trade fairs and other promotional events, foreign standards and certification, and assistance with export financing, information on economic sanctions if there is any, and export licenses. You may need a license to do that, to export certain things. Okay? Advocacy and dispute resolution, or if you fall into a dispute, what do you do? And assistance finding freight forwarders to move your product. Back message for handling orders and shipments. Assistance with locating foreign agents and distributors. Advice on pricing and methods of payment. Personalized counseling and online course for exporters. A lot of good stuff, information you can use. Okay. Direct export, there are some options. Right? You can have independent distributor or you can have a marketing subsidiary. Independent distributor is somebody not within your company, okay, and that's in the other country, right? You have no direct cost to exporter to you. It takes margin on selling price of your product. There's an independent distributor in your the host country, okay? Or you can establish your own marketing subsidiary. Yeah. If you do that, you have your own office, right? The initial and fixed cost to establish and maintain subsidiary has to be borne by yourself, right? You have to hire a manager. You may have to hire a sales manager, cleric staff, and you have a warehouse operation, warehouse managers, workers, etc. Okay, to establish your own subsidiary in the other country. Okay? So on the left-hand side for independent distributor is less per unit profit. Okay, it's less per unit profit. If your volume is low, then you may want to use that. On the other hand, the marketing subsidiary, there is more per unit profit. It's more useful if your volume is high. Okay, depending on what kind of things you want to sell. Yeah. Cooperating for export. right? Cooperating for export. Companies competing against each other in their domestic market may unite to address export markets. They may work together to export. And the governments may encourage and support cooperation. Right? For example, Brazil's Ministry of Development, Industry and Foreign Trade create creates export consortiums to share logistical and promotional costs of entering foreign markets. Mm. You can do that. You can make use of that. Okay. SMEs may cooperate for export as well. With SME, small to medium enterprises, very small to medium. 83% of Danish firms in Jutland area, yeah, cooperate to export. Okay? They work together, even though they are competing competitors in their home market. Exporting on the internet. The internet has greatly increased the ability of firms to export directly, especially beneficial to SMEs. For SMEs, internet is a great tool for you to reach the other market. Right? In 1987, one quarter of U.S. exports are from SMEs. In 2001, one third of U.S. exports are from the SMEs. I don't have the latest number, but I bet it's probably higher too. Okay? Foreign production. Another entry strategy is foreign production. Right? You can and you may shift your production to foreign markets. Okay? To do that, you can gain market position. You can circumvent import restrictions, communicate commitment to market since you're producing there. You can defend your market position. Response to protectionism by the country and the currency fluctuations. Doesn't affect you as much, and also you can follow your customer. Right? It can save you costs. Cheaper production factors could be available. Decrease in transportation costs, right? Because it's already made over there instead of shipping them from U.S. to another country. Right? It also reduces currency risk as the costs and revenues are in the same currency. Okay? So that's foreign production, right? Shifting production to overseas. Types of foreign production, licensing is one. You give them a license. You assign the right to a copyright or patent or a trademark to another company for a fee, what we call the fee, royalty, right? A royalty that is based on the percentage of sales volume. Okay? Licensing is one, right? There are pros and cons of licensing. The pros for licensing, you can leverage the local knowledge of licensee. You can have the commercial and political risks absorbed by licensee. You can allow for resources to be concentrated in more lucrative markets. You can add to your company's manufacturing capacity. You can enable firms to enter several markets quickly. That's pros of licensing. But there are downsides of licensing too. There is a possibility of creating a competitor, and you license to them, they know how to do that, they turn to become your competitor. You may develop a dependency on the licensee, dependence on licensee. There could be uncertainty of licensees' marketing capabilities and product quality. You don't know if they're capable of marketing that, and the product quality may not be good. Okay? And also requires management time and resources to do that. Okay? Another form of foreign production is franchising. Franchise, right? You've heard about that a lot. Okay? We use that a lot. We experience that a lot in this country. Right? With franchising is a special type of licensing where company makes total marketing plan available, including brand name, logo, products, and methods of operation. Like if you want to buy a McDonald's franchise, you know, or buy a Subway franchise, right? They sell you the whole thing, the whole plan, right? You can use the brand name, logo, you can use products, and also how to operate. They even have McDonald's University to train you to do that. Okay, but it costs a lot more money, a lot of money nowadays to have a McDonald's franchise. Okay, over a million, I think over a million in cash you have to have. There are 15,000 franchising companies worldwide. We're not talking about the franchise stores, different McDonald's stores or Subway stores. We're talking about companies. 15,000 companies worldwide, and it's huge, right? U.S. is home to the greatest number of franchisors, and a lot of U.S. companies. Growth rates for franchising are higher in non-U.S. markets. Other countries, they are learning that. Okay, they're working on that. Okay. You can sell master franchise. Master franchise. With a master franchise, you give the exclusive rights to a whole city or country. You work with someone, a capable business person in the city or in the country. Say, hey, you have the master franchise. You can in turn, you know, make the franchise available to many business people. Okay? That's master franchise. McDonald's, as I said, this is the Big Mac of franchising, and this is it could be older number, but you get an idea here. They have 32,000 locations worldwide in 117 countries, right? They 70% of them are franchises, and the other are like company owned. New franchise, this is $500 in non-borrowed funds. This is the old number. I think now it's over a million now. Okay. What does McDonald's get? McDonald's get from you, the franchisor, right, or the franchisee. You pay them an initial fee. Right? You give them 4% of your sales volume. But McDonald's will supply you with pre-planning market and locations research to help you find a location. They train you on operations and standards, how to make the fries, good, right? Or hamburgers, the right way, right? They give you the management training. They provide you everything for you, so you can jump on the wagon and start. Right? McDonald's. Another way of farm production is the contract manufacturing. That is the company arranges to have its products manufactured by an independent local company on a contractual basis. Right? You contract to someone else to make the product. By doing that, you avoid having to establish a factory in the market. You know, can help you overcome the import barriers. And they already have their own factories. Right? Typically chosen for countries with low volume potential, like smaller Central American countries, African countries, and Asian countries. Okay? It's appropriate only when production technology know-how is available in the market. If they don't know how to make it, obviously you cannot give them a contract to make it. Okay, contract manufacturing. Right? There are other options here also. You can have assembly. That your company locates a proportion of manufacturing processes, typically the last stage, to the foreign company. Okay? They let them do the final assembly work. Okay, not the whole thing. Or you can have full-scale integrated production. Company locates a fully integrated production unit in foreign country. Okay? You can have manufacturing and inter-firm licensing. If taxes on royalties are far less than taxes on the repatriated profits, a company may license its trademark or technology to its manufacturing subsidiaries. Okay? That way you can, save on taxes. Okay? Ownership strategy. And what kind of ownership strategy can you adopt? Right? You can have a wholly owned subsidiary. You own everything. You own all things, right? Operations fully owned by a foreign parent firm. It may involve marketing, assembly, or full-scale integrated production operations. Okay? By having a wholly owned subsidiaries, you can have profit, more profit. You can have greater control. You can leverage experience curve effects. Okay? You can more easily integrate into your company's global network. The downside requires substantial expertise, management time, and financial resources. Wholly owned subsidiary. Or you can have a joint venture. Another ownership strategy is joint ventures or JVs, joint ventures. Foreign company invites an outside partner to share stock ownership in a new unit. Okay? The equity participation may vary. It could be 50-50, or it doesn't have to be 50-50. You can have 60-40%, 30-70%, or 49%, 51%, etc. Okay? It can be successful if partners share the same goals and one partner accepts primary responsibility for operational matters. Okay? The joint venture. Why do companies choose joint venture for foreign market entry? Right? Why do they go with joint venture? JVs, right? For one, JV may be required by local government. The government is saying, hey, you have to give some part of some ownership to my local companies. And the partner may have important skills or contacts of value that you do not have. The partners may provide local manufacturing or excellent government or distribution contact. Okay, you need to use that. Okay. Partner may be an important customer willing to contract for a portion of a new unit's output in return for equity participation. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, right? And here, so this is a survey of the results, survey results of study published on Columbia Journal of World Business, and it shows what motivates, excuse me, what motivates, sorry, excuse me. So what motivates Mexican companies to seek U.S. partners? When Mexico companies seek U.S. partners, what's their motivation? Okay, excuse me. 75% of the respondents, you know, indicated access to technology. That's the highest one, right? The next one is access to recognized brand. Your brand is your treasure. It's your important asset here. Okay, and 47% said that they need product and service knowledge of partners. They rely on that. Yeah, or access to product and services, or access to suppliers, etc. Okay, if you look at that. Access to long-term credit is on the smaller ones. Okay? Capital access is also small. So the major one, biggest one, is technology and brand. Okay? That's you know what motivates Mexican companies to get a U.S. partner. Okay? One thing that you have to keep in mind though, that is joint ventures may end up in divorce, just like human, right? There could be regulations that force companies to partner that may be later on rescinded. Regulations no longer there, right? The partners may turn out to be less than ideal. Okay? Partners may disagree about strategic direction to go. It's estimated that 25 to 75% of joint ventures end up in divorce, unfortunately. Okay? So select your partner is important. And how do you select? How do you commit? Right? Before you commit, right? Get as much information as possible on your partner before committing. Right? Collect data from the informed third parties about their former partners, their investment bankers, the industry analysts, former employees, get the information from them to find out about the partners, right? Spend time and get to know the partner, okay? And you may want to do a pilot project first, small project first. And just like human being, like human people, unfortunately, you may have to have a prenuptial agreement. It's always wise to have a prenuptial agreement, right? In 1999, AT&T and British Telecom forged a joint venture called Concert. Yeah. They didn't. They deliberately did not sign an agreement to make sure both partners remained committed to the relationship. They were suspicious. They both were suspicious. But the problem is, 2 years later, the venture lost $210 million a quarter. 210 million a quarter. But since they didn't have agreement, without agreement, there's no simple way to divide the concert's assets. You know, that's a nasty, nasty situation. Right? You think about that. Yeah, companies like AT&T, they have so many smart lawyers, right? They can still fall into a problem like that. Okay. Going alone in the overseas market. Sometimes you want to go alone, but instead of forming joint ventures with others. And companies increasingly are entering markets with wholly owned subsidiaries. Go alone. Okay. Now buying out their foreign affiliates. Okay. Multinational companies want to move their production to high demand countries. Joint venture partners want to keep home factories at maximum capacity. Okay? MNCs want affiliates to offer discount to other subsidiaries, and joint venture partners want to maximize profits at home. So these are all the reasons you want to go alone. Okay? Next, strategic alliances. What is strategic alliance? Right? Strategic alliance is an alliance involving two or more global firms in which each partner brings a particular skill or resource to the relationship. And they form an alliance, they work together. It could be based on technology they want to share, right? It could be based on production, and it could be based on distribution, the channel distribution. That's what, and that's the reason they form alliance. Okay? The next one is the enter foreign markets via acquisition. Through acquisition, you just buy out the company. Okay? Opening of financial markets has made acquisition of publicly traded firms much easier. Okay? Make it possible for you to buy. During the 1990s, cross-border mergers and acquisitions increased fivefold. Pros and cons of acquisitions. Okay? What are the upside of acquisition? Okay? By acquisition, you eliminate need to build manufacturing, distribution capabilities from scratch. It's already there. Okay? You just buy it. Yeah. You can established brands provide immediate market share. If the other side has a brand that's well known, you can get that, make it yours. Okay? It's an attractive strategy when market is dominated by established brands and saturated with competitors. That's probably when it's a good idea to buy a company. Okay? The government might allow entry only via acquisitions to protect the press industry from entrants. So this could be government regulation, okay, that you have to buy. Okay? But there are downsides of acquisitions. Okay? Attractive firms may not be available for purchase. They just won't sell. won't sell to you, no matter what price you offer, right? Attractive firms may only be available at inflated prices. Of course, if they're too expensive, it's not worth it, right? Portals or e-business strategies. Through the use of internet, through the use of web pages, email, file transfer, and also related communication tools, company may have begun to enter markets without establishing a physical presence in the host country. Okay? A company that establishes a server on the internet and opens up a web page can be contacted from anywhere in the world. Okay? However, servicing potential multinational customers can be challenging because how to service them. Right? You can't even see them or feel them, touch them, right? Get direct contact with them. Okay? Here are the appropriateness of market entry strategies. I want you to look at every one of them. I'm going through some of them here, but I want you, when you study for the test, I want you to look at every one of them and think through the appropriateness, carefully yourself. Okay, let's look at the market strategic considerations here and different type of strategies. Let's look at indirect exporting. Remember indirect exporting? You export, but not through yourself, but through intermediaries, right? What about speed of entry? High, right? Ease of exit? Pretty high, right? You can imagine that, right? Yeah. But the rapidly changing technologies, then that's probably not a good idea, right? The resource demand is high, it's not good, right? Profit potential is low because somebody else, the intermediaries, making lots of money. Competitive intensity of market is low. Okay? Integration into global network low. Okay? And for cultural distance is high. Okay? Congruence with host government goals is low. Okay? If you look at joint venture, for example, a joint venture, right? Speed of entry is low. People have to negotiate a long contract. Ease of exit low. And takes a long time, a lot of work. Okay, rapidly changing technologies is moderate. Okay, I'm not going through every one of them. I want you to look at every one of them, look at all the strategies, look at all those strategic considerations to see why that's the case. Okay? If you understand that, then you understand the whole shebang of entry strategies. Okay? So basically, if you look at this ownership and also the extent of degree of ownership and control, and versus extent of investment and risk, and how important, how much is the risk for your investment? Your investment risk could be low to high, and your ownership and control could be low to high. Okay? From that, if you look at all these options you have, exporting, low in ownership and control, low degree of ownership and control, of course, and there's also low risk. Right? Licensing, more control, more risk. Franchising, even more control and more risk. And alliance, ventures, till wholly owned subsidiaries. That's when you have the highest degree of ownership and control, and also the highest extent of the investment and risk. Okay, more control, more ownership, more risk. That's fair, right? Okay. So traditional internationalization stages for companies are like this. Normally, that's how companies are going through into global marketing. Right? The first they start out with domestic sales, right? Domestic sales. The stage one they start with indirect exporting, licensing or franchising. Stage two they start with direct exporting, to exporting themselves. And then stage three direct exporting with the foreign sales subsidiary. Have a subsidiary to do the sales only. right? And then stage 4, I have local assembly, production of that. And stage 5, finally, full-scale foreign productions. Right? But born globals are on the rise. They were, from get-go, they're global companies. Yeah? Interest strategy configurations. Rarely do companies employ a single entry mode per country, right? So they actually employ more than one strategies together. We call that bundling. We bundle a few type of strategies, right? And but then you may have to unbundle. Okay, unbundling company divides its operation in country into different companies, and possibly excuse me, in larger markets such as U.S., Japan, and Germany. Mhm. Exit strategies. Exit strategies. Circumstances may make companies want to leave a country or market. You have to go. You have to go. You have to leave. Right. There could be market consolidations, rationalizing overseas operations, abandoning particular markets. It may be done when firms fail to establish itself in a particular competitive market. For example, Yahoo. Right? Yahoo had to abandon their UK airline, France, and Germany and Spain in 2002. Couldn't make it. Get out. Right? Get out. You can do that to raise money as well, okay, as a way to raise money. Mhm. Exit strategies, there could be political considerations. Political events may change the attractiveness or the viability of the market. The market may no longer be attractive to you, or the market may no longer be viable to you. Then political events may happen. You get out. Right? There could be change in government regulations. Right? India in 1973 Exchange Regulation Act forced companies, foreign subsidiaries to divest 60% equity in 4 years. Yeah, and many companies chose to leave. Yeah. Could be political risk. Sainsbury pulls out of Egypt in 2002, and anti-Israel protests target Western companies. Right? And then Israel protests target Western companies. Yeah. And there could be negative reactions to firms from home market. Yeah. U.S. companies abandoned South African market in response to the home market apartheid concerns. Apartheid concerns, many companies, U.S. companies, divested and left South Africa. Okay? And market re-entry strategy, that you left and then you want to go back, re-entry. Okay? Several of the markets left by international firms over the past decades have become attractive again, and some companies have reversed their exit decision and entered those markets a second time. Okay? Coca-Cola, for example, Coca-Cola and other foreign companies have re-entered India after ownership restrictions relaxed. Okay? U.S. companies such as Honeywell have re-entered South Africa after the apartheid was gone. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything I have for